Why, hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, and this is a RiseToWar Legacy. Today, my friends, I want to use my other account that I have to quickly join a campaign here. So how do you join a campaign? Alright, well again, I had another video on this, but I'm going to do a follow-up video for you. When you're in Bag Edge, you go to campaign. Well, that's pretty obvious. And then you're going to get your choices here. Again, I already explained to you guys the differences in the other video, but I'll do a little quick review. There are several kinds of campaigns. Each one's a little bit different. I'll explain to you how you look at them right now and find out. It's really easy when you read these. And there is a big difference between RP and non-RP. Non-RP will be ones that are just named with the generic name. RP will have a little, parentheses RP. An RP, I'll let you explain it here. So when you click on these, they won't immediately join. So I'm going to click on Tactics Evolved. These are different campaigns, different season kind of campaigns for each season. Let's do this one. We're going to open it up here real quick. Basically right here is what you're going to need to know right here. There's a time thing. When these expire, everyone will join this campaign. Everyone's registered, and then other ones will come up for you as a new one to choose, right? There's a register button right here behind my camera. You'll see on the app or whatever you're using the phone. There's also a team list button you can just see right here on the edge. So if you team list, this is how you can join a different team or a fellowship and register and join together. Register will basically allow you to actually register an individual or a team, right? Team limit is 100, right? To register. There are limits to how much can be on a server, so that is important to remember. So if you are in a group, make sure you all register really quickly together so that someone doesn't wait a day or two and then find out the server's full, because that's a bummer. So just keep that in mind. Then if you look over here, it'll explain some stuff to you. I will explain what these mean. So we got the United Faction feature. That is in Tactics Evolved, okay? So that is because you're playing Tactics Evolved. This feature will unlock once server progression requirements are met. Your faction can ally with another faction and establish a United Faction. That is a special ability, which basically means no matter what, your faction can unite with each other. But, this is Tactics Evolved RP, roleplay, which means this is a roleplay campaign. You can use commanders and units of the same alignment only. It should say only. I'm not sure why it doesn't say that. The Free Peoples cannot ally with Sauron's forces, which means normally with a non-RP, just Tactics Evolved by itself, you would be able to faction unite with, let's say, if you're Gondor, you can faction unite with Mordor. In this one, since it's roleplay, you will not be able to do that, all right? So, because you can't faction alliance with the two. It's role-playing. Now that I think about that, I wonder if they do allow you to faction ally. That would be really weird, though. I'm pretty sure you can't with roleplay. You might be able to, actually. I think mainly the role-playing thing is only with units. So, for example, if you're playing as Gondor, you're only going to be able to use good commanders and good units. And vice versa, if you're Mordor, you may still be able to do the alliance feature. So, I'm going to find that out for you right this second. All right, well, there's actually no info on this on the internet, but I'm going to go with what they're saying here directly on the information thing, you guys. The Free Peoples can't ally with Sauron's forces, meaning I'm pretty sure that negates the fact that you cannot faction, United Faction, which would be allying with them, all right? So I'm pretty sure that you cannot faction across. So like Mordor and Gondor, like I just said, or he reiterated, cannot alliance faction. This is something that I've actually never seen in game, and I've been playing this since the game started, but I'm pretty sure that's what that means with role-playing, because it really means you can't use, like if you were on Gondor, you cannot be using, evil commanders and evil units. You can only use good commanders with good units. They can't cross thing. But since it says the Free Peoples can't ally with Sauron's forces, I'm pretty sure that means you can't have a united faction between Gondor and Mordor. It would have to be evil factions, Gondor and Isengard, united faction, or Gondor and Rohan, for examples. All right, so moving on. Again, I had a little thing in my head there for a minute, a little bit of doubt, so I wanted to double check for that for you guys, but I'm pretty sure that is the case for you, and there's not much online about it. I looked just now for a minute, in that half second you waited. There's like nothing on that particular subject, so moving on. If you do know different, please leave a comment and I will correct that for future videos. Upgrade the main hall to level 7 to build the elite training grounds. So Tactics Evolved will have the elite training grounds. If you do not know what that is as a newer player, it's a new system. Basically, when you get to the end game, your base gets to level 7, you're able to choose a level 3 or level 4 tier unit and upgrade it, which is what elite training is called, which allows you to upgrade the common units to elite units, which the common unit would have to be tier 3 or 4. If you remember the tiering system, systems. I have guide videos on this. There are tier 1 units, tier 2 units, tier 3 units, and tier 4 units. Tier 4 units are usually your special faction unit. So for example, if you are Gondor, it's still Emerald Knights. It'll be represented by a Roman numeral 4 above the unit, right, next to the unit. If you are, or it might be a special independent camp that you capture. They're like, for example, Mummikills. You have to capture a camp to be able to use them, right? Again, if you are playing role-playing, if you are Gondor, you will not be able to use Mummikills. If you are non-roleplay, which is just Tactics Evolved, or one of the ones that don't have RP after it, you'd be able to use Mummikill if you captured a camp, okay? And then you'd be able to elite upgrade them as well with this training ground, is what they're saying. Elite units will gain extra skill slots and racial awakening skills with repeated training, just like normal. So basically, we have Tactic Evolved, like I told you in the past, is one of the more generic game modes. It is basically just battling like a giant risk board. This is the RP version, which again, we've explained RP in depth right now. But the United Factions will work on this, but since it's RP, you should not be able to unite faction across the thing. Again, that's where a little disclaimer, I couldn't find anything about that online, and I have yet to see that myself. So I believe you cannot, though, across, since it's RP. You'd only be united factions to evil with evil or good with good. Again, your units can only be good units and good commanders on the good side, and vice versa. And then you have the elite training ground upgrade as well, though, with this campaign. So this is the more generic campaign. Now we've got the War of the Ring. This is one of the newer ones from last season. Again, this is a good one. It's a acted events of the War of the Ring. This is the one where there is this is non-RP, so this campaign is RP only, though, so that's why this is a little bit confusing. It doesn't say RP after it, but the War of the Ring is always RP, because the whole goal of this campaign is the good factions against the bad factions, reenacting the books of the Lord of the Rings, right? The War of the Ring, which is basically the Fellowship is traveling, the good teams are all faction basically allianced, right? Where again, in the Tactics Evolved, it's like a risk board, so you could be Rohan killing Gondor if you wanted to, right? That's the kind of thing. If that other one wasn't RP, it could be, you could faction ally with Mordor and Gondor, right? Again, don't get too confused. Read these things when you look at these. Again, so this one is always RP. All players who are on the Free People side will be on the same team, treated as allies and vice versa, so the evil side too. Players who side with Sauron's forces will get the special armored Sauron commander when their ring reaches level 20. This commander is only usable in this campaign, so that's kind of cool. You get a little bonus thing. If you like this campaign a lot, you can always use the armored Sauron, who is very, very, very powerful. In addition to the unique unit of their respective factions, all players who side with Sauron's forces will be able to conscript Angmar's unique unit, the Fallen. The reason for this is the Fallen unit is really good, but in this map, you only have, I believe there's only 4 teams on both sides instead of the full group, because they remove ones that don't make sense with the time. For example, they don't have Angmar, they don't have Arnor, because they were not around during the events of the War of the Ring. So they allow the bad side to conscript the Fallen units because they're very powerful, the Horse unit, and it would really weaken the bad side if they couldn't use them. So cool little bonus there for the bad side again. Last time I played this one, it was a little unbalanced, but other servers were very balanced. So again, they do give evil bots to the other side. There's a lot of people playing on the good side and not enough on the other side. So, but I have heard some where the bad side totally won as well. So fun campaign if you want to do that. But now what I'm going to talk about right now is the Rings of Power, Kings of Men. Now, it's funny that they say Rings of Power. You know that they're getting inspiration for this campaign from the new series, right? From the new Amazon series. Again, this game has all the rights to the New Line Cinema stuff because they're through them. But it's funny that they can still use the Rings of Power in the name. That's fine. But the Kings of Men. All right, so this is this is the new game mode. I'm going to register for this one right now with this other account. This is not my main account. This is my other account. So I'm going to go ahead and register with this account. And let's just always double check what account you're on. Yes, I'm on my other account. That'd be funny to be bad. But anyway, you register this one. This one is a non-roleplay campaign. Okay, so again, this is non-roleplay because it doesn't have the RP after it, and it's not the Rings of Power that's automatically roleplay. So that means both commanders of the Free Peoples and commanders of Sauron's forces, as well as all units from both sides, are available for use, no matter which side you're on. In this campaign, Rings of Power, you and your fellows can contend for 8 rings of power in the Middle Earth by occupying specific regions and control points, okay? You can establish a kingdom of your own after obtaining a ring of power. So this is a very interesting, it's kind of a land grab thing like Risk, but then you like build your own thing. And normally you'd always have a capital as one race, but it looks like in this game mode you're going to be able to actually start anywhere, and then you basically battle for that capital and then take over and become your own kingdom. It's a very different spin on the game. I'm very excited to try it. Again, we'll have tons of stuff on this. I'll have a live stream on this later. Fridays will be my live stream for RiseToWar, for my RiseToWar fans, just so you guys know. Occasionally I'll play other things on Friday as well. It's going to be Lord of the Rings stuff, but Fridays will be the day I will stream RiseToWar usually. I might have a special stream too, not scheduled for the starting season for me for this one, which will be in a few days for my main account, not this account. You can use rings abilities to gain upper hand in combat. Rings of power can enhance your kingdoms. Obtaining more rings of power, it will buff it. Basically, they gave you these buffs for like you get healing on all your characters. You get extra, you know, this defense, or no one can attack your land for 12 hours. There's some special buffs about that. I'll do another video on that in the future for you guys. Claim the rings of power, proves yourself in combat, and establish a powerful kingdom. Again, there's a lot more to this. We will talk about it. Here's some more information about it. They've added Harad and other regions, adjusted Umbar to be in a lore accurate position, which thank goodness they did that. Because remember, I made that comment in a video or a live stream many, if you remember. I was like, they're pretty good with putting the places in the right spot in this game, but I was a little annoyed that Umbar was on the island off Dol Amroth, which is not, so they adjusted that. And they've added scout towers, which are a very cool thing. Here's some more information about the 8 rings and what they do. Again, I'll have a whole video on this later on, but we're going to go ahead and register. I'm going to register. Campaign will start. Oh, you know what? I might not be able to register with this one because I'm not sure. I think I might already register countdown. Can I not? Oh, I guess I'm already. Whoops. I guess this one is already. There's a register countdown. The other one already had passed. So, that's important to know, my friends. Anyway, that's okay, though. Oh, that's why. Did I register with this one? Cancel registration. Whoops! I didn't realize I misclicked and I registered with this one. If you are in the registered time, you can go... Well, there you go. This is a great learning example for you. I misclicked. All right, so you can cancel the registration with this one, and I'm going to go register it with this one, okay? So, again, I'm going to click the register button. Oh, no, that one's already started. I can't register with that one, apparently, at all. Interesting. Can I register with this one? Oh, you know what? Since I registered with this one, I guess it's the only one I could register with because this one's the time frame. All right. So see, register ends in 6 hours and something minutes. So again, I have to wait for the next register of this one, apparently. Okay, we'll start on this registration. So I need to wait a little longer because this one's on a register countdown. So I got a little bit more time. I have to wait for that one. So I could just register with this one. But again, I'm going to register with this one with both accounts because I want to try it this season. And I will give you guys more information on this in the future. But now, for the main goal of this whole video, was to show you how to pick your thing and register. So if you are going to register, let's just use this example, okay? Register as an individual, right? And then you basically, right now, you can see a lot of these are full already. So you would have to, you can say a random faction. And apparently if you do a random faction, they give you some gems, which is kind of cool. But you can also go and you can just join any of these factions that aren't full. Again, Lothlorien, Erebor. It's interesting to see that Gondor and Rohan are full, Arnor and Lindon. So you can see a lot of people are already like kind of vying for the most popular ones. They are definitely the most popular ones that are being selected right now. Poor Isengard and Rune are just always, like, Angmar sometimes gets popular, but I find that Gundabad, Isengard, and Rune just aren't super popular. Or Mordor's okayly popular, but the Varangs are alright too, that are right here. I can never say their names right. But yeah. So it's basically you can click one of these then, and they'll tell you their special units and stuff, and then you would say, you know, present, you know, and then you... Present being you're going to join that, which is the button right here. Like I'm present, like school. That's a funny word to use for that, but yep, again, that's how, and then you click join and you'd be set and you'd be waiting, all right, as an individual. Again, if you want to join as a team, you go team registration and then you click that. But usually what you do is you just go to the list and you say request to join one of these teams, or your team will give you a code to join, okay? invite team, join now, that kind of thing. All right. So there we go. That's about it. Again, I have registration on this. I'm going to go ahead and quit registration for this one for now, for this particular account, because I would like to join this one later on when it will allow me to join it. All right. Again, campaign registration will start on 2209 of 01, which is interesting that I can't join it right now. But that's okay. That'll be for another video, my friends. We'll talk about actually when I actually join, and I'll show you the start and all that kind of stuff. Usually you sit in it, and then when it starts, everyone will start, and then you'll log in once you've joined and the actual start date begins, and you will move on, all right? You'll move on. We'll continue on our adventures together through RiseToWar. So anyway, hope that helped you out a little bit, my friends, to kind of know how to choose your server. What exactly does each one have on it? All right. So that's what's important to know. Thank you to my subscribers for subscribing. If you do, it's right there if I earned it. Thank you to my Patreons. You guys are the best. I appreciate it. Next episode will be up there for RiseToWar. Look for my main contents over there. And you guys have a wonderful day in Middle Earth. And please forgive me for the few things that I didn't realize with the one thing. So, and I will have a follow-up video on actually joining one of these for you guys as well. So until then, I'll see you all in the next episode of Voice of the Rings. Baru Kazad, Kuzad I menu. Right before you go, I totally missed it. Right up here at the top, guys. This means it's already in registration. This one means we're in preview. I cannot, like I was saying, there's a countdown. I cannot register for another 6 hours for this campaign. All right, so keep that in mind. I'm sorry I did not point that out earlier in the video, but yes. So that is why it keeps telling me this. I have to wait until tomorrow, basically the UTC in 6 hours, where I can register for this campaign because it's only a preview, and this one as well. This one I can register for because it's already the registration ends in 6 hours for this one. It's already being registered, so this one will end and it will start. This is the date it starts. The campaign will start. This one is the date the campaign will start, will be the 6th, which today is the 29th, I believe, of the month. 31st, excuse me. So, and it will start the registration on the UTC time of the 1st, all right, at 4. So, quick little addition there to let you guys know at the end. And again, thank you to my Patreons for your support, and subscribe and say if I earned it. And I'm sorry I had to add that on the end because I realized, oh my gosh, I totally missed. That's a huge point to add. So you guys have a great day, Middle Earth. And again, I'll have another video following up of me actually joining these. And it'll be great. You guys have a great day. Hopefully that helps you out, though, knowing what to look for when you click on them and what you're planning on joining for your wonderful campaign. See you all in the next episode of Voice of the Rings.